Join us every Sunday for an episode of the Digital Business Forum
at 2 p.m. PST, 3 p.m. MST, 5 p.m. EST, and 10 p.m. GMT.
This forum will feature successful, experienced digital business owners with inspiring information to help you make that informed decision about starting your own digital business. By starting your own online business, you will have more free time to take control of your life, create generational wealth, retire early, and make money from anywhere in the world with just your laptop, phone, and internet. If this resonates with you, don't miss this Sunday. Digital Business Forum. Be informed, be inspired.
Great.
Welcome to yet another episode of the Digital Business Forum. My name is David. I'm an advisor on cybersecurity and digital business entrepreneur. Tonight, we're hosting with Dorothy. For those that have been with us earlier on in the past couple of years, Happy New Year, and welcome to this very first episode, where we both are here with you. Tonight's topic has something to do with due diligence and why you should do due diligence before you start your own online digital business. So we're saying why due diligence can make or break your digital business, how smart research, risk checks, and validation save time, money, and reputation online. So this is targeting all aspiring digital entrepreneurs. If you're out there and you're aspiring to be a digital entrepreneur, you want to get into e-commerce and content-based business ownership, or you're a freelancer moving into scaling your digital products, this is for you. Grab a cup of coffee, sit, and wait to hear what tonight's discussion is all about. I would like to give my co-host Dorothy an opportunity to introduce herself, and then we'll pick it up from there. Dorothy.
All right. Hi, everybody. How are you doing? Good evening, good afternoon. Happy New Year once again. I think today is our first live, right? We have one whereby we were evaluating how the year went for us. I remember last week we had our, we decided to stream it live. It was a recorded one. That was our event for 2025. But this year, Hot is coming. So, but it's your first time to see me. My name is Dorothy, and I'm originally from Uganda currently. I live in the USA, California, and I'm a digital business owner, a coach, and entrepreneur. So I'm super excited for today's topic. And back to you, David. That's a little bit about me. If you're first time to see me, stay tuned till the end.
Thank you so much, Dorothy. So most digital businesses don't fail because of bad ideas, okay? They fail because of poor due diligence. I say they fail because of poor due diligence because while other people are making it and succeeding, there's lots of people out there that start businesses and fail. But oftentimes it's because, one, they copy what other people have done, but they don't go the extra, the whole 9 years to find out what these people are doing or what the key success areas or factors to these businesses are, and eventually they kind of give in to failure. So what do we mean by doing due diligence in digital business? Pretty much we're saying do your homework, okay? Yeah. In doing your homework, you're going to do market research, you're going to do legal and regulatory awareness, You're going to look into the technology and platforms and their risks, because it's a digital business. So you need to understand that you're going to be leveraging or working with digital technology. So
David,
yes.
Just a second. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
I'm hearing you, but in the comment section, I see somebody saying no sound. So, hey, I can see almost like some people watching live. Please put in the comment section if you can hear us, because I don't know if we have an issue with our sound. I'm seeing a comment. It's just one comment saying that we have no sound, no sound. Please
No
and
sound.
please put it
Bernadette
in a comment
Kasozi.
section.
Good evening, coach. Anybody in the comment section? Can
Yes.
you hear us?
I see Bena said there is no sound. Hey, Dr. Justina, I can see you live and kicking. Can you help me put it in a comment section if you can hear us? I can see Joycelyn. Yes, sound is okay. Joyce said sound is okay.
Okay.
For
Sorry
someone,
about that.
yeah,
Sorry about that. Who was that again? Bernadette?
yes, Bernadette
Bernadette.
says no sound. My dear, just put your volume up. I think I need just 3 more comments in the comment section. Tell us that you can hear us, please. So
I think it's an Dorothy, at this stage, I think it's an isolated issue. If one person can hear the sound, it means we're broadcasting.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'll just continue just to save time. I can hear you.
I can hear you clear. Okay.
All right. Thank you so much.
Denise,
Thank you so much for responding. Yes, Dorothy, like I was saying, what is due diligence? What do we mean when we say do full due diligence? We are literally saying do your homework.
That's true.
Look into the market research, okay? You know, you're going to tell us more about these issues. I'm just going to highlight a couple. Do your market research. Look into the legalities and regulatory issues of the business you're going to do. Is it legal? Okay. So look into technologies, the technologies that you're going to be working with. When you say digital, it means you're going to be leveraging digital technologies. Like I said, you're going to be working, online. And then we're looking at the financials and operational, realities. Okay. So these are the things you need to know so that you don't bump into so many hidden costs, things that you didn't know were coming your way. Because some businesses are very good at throwing a curved ball. You think you got it all, only to discover a lot of things hitting you that were unexpected. So do your full due diligence. I've seen some businesses that will give you an opportunity to do a full due diligence, understand how systems work, strategies, compensation plans, and all sorts of things involved in these ventures. And I would recommend anything that you're getting into, you better have something of that nature. Otherwise, you're liable to finding issues. So Dorothy, I would like you to come in and throw a little more light on these key areas where we ought to do our due diligence, so that our viewers out there kind of get a full grasp of what we're talking about. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much, David. And our viewers out there, thank you so much. I see some people are watching from Boston. I see UK. Put in the comment section, where are you located? Where are you watching this? Let us keep engaging. This year is full of milestone, and this year it's going to be all about engaging milestone. We want guys to grow together, right? That's why we always come here every Sunday, 5 p.m. Pacific time, and 5 p.m. Eastern time, 2 p.m. Pacific time. So today's topic, as David mentioned earlier, it's going to be all about due diligence. Why due diligence can make or break your business. Basically, we are into digital business, so we are going to talk about basically for anybody who is doing a digital business. And I'm going to actually talk about market validation. So the market validation, everybody who does business, actually, even if it's not online, as long as you're running a business, you need to focus about marketing, because the first and foremost, that's where money is. It doesn't matter how much capital, how much investment you're going to invest into that business, but if you don't focus on the market validation, trust me, even if you invest $1 million, you might end up losing that money, because that's where the game is. Let me call it like that. or let's say that's where the magic is. And you need to look into, is there a real demand? So people are they people searching for the solution? What you're going to give is, you're giving a solution to their problem. Is it on demand? When we come to our digital business, we all know it's on demand. Why? Because a lot of people are working tirelessly. They don't have time for themselves. They work like there's no tomorrow, no time even for their own annual doctor's appointments. People collapse just in the name of paying the bills, right? So this tells you that what we are delivering, or what we are actually offering, there is a demand. And it's not even only about immigrants, it's for everybody. As long as you want to live life on your own terms. Not everybody wants to live life on their own terms, but there is that step you need to take, is to come out of your comfort zone. So that's should I say that that's what you, as a person who has a problem, is to come out of your comfort zone and get a solution. So it means what we are providing, it has demand. And then, are people asking questions about this problem online? A lot of people are searching how they can start up their own digital business, how they can start online business. So you need to make sure that if you're entering into the business, ask for the demand. What demand? Is it even a real demand? And then if no one is talking about it, it actually, that's a red flag. So a lot of people reach out to us telling us, oh, everybody's talking about digital. What are you waiting for, right? So if people are not talking about it, definitely it's a red flag, right? But then I wonder, a lot of people are doing it. Okay, if a lot of people are doing it, then what are you waiting for? That tells you that there's something. That's why everybody's doing it. It's like everybody's going to school. What are you waiting for? Go to school too, right? So you need to know. And when it comes to our business, it's self-explanatory. Once you go, you will find out that everybody is talking about on how you can start up your own digital business. However, there's a lot of businesses. You need to differentiate what exactly you're looking for. Okay, when it comes to ours, it's a franchise digital business. Actually, we always talk about it, so stay tuned, right? If it's your first time to watch us, you will get to know everything. And then another thing you need to look into is who is ready solving this problem, because you cannot start a business from let's say just from nowhere. It means you saw somebody seeing it, and these people are successful in that business. That's why you have an idea too, right? So this simply means there's somebody who's already solving that problem. So competition is not bad. It's proof that the market exists. So everybody, if you're trying to look for business, put that into consideration, right? So when you see that, oh, how many people are doing the business? There's a lot of people. Why are they doing it? And then this tells you that, yes, it's competition, but then to me, it's a proof that the market exists, because if it's not there, then they would have not been doing it, right? So, and the other thing is, you need to ask who is winning. How are they positioning themselves? Because there's a lot. Now, who is winning and how are they positioning yourself so that you can get into something you should understand? That's the reason as to why we always say due diligence before you do anything. When you go to our websites, when you go to the profile, you will always find the website there. It tells you actually your first step of doing the due diligence to understand our business before you put yourself into that. And then the other thing is why people pay. So when we talk about why people pay, it's not all about like don't pay bills or ask people pay for this before, should I say. And if people only say I'm interested but never buy, that's a warning sign, right? And if you're doing something, people say interested but they're not buying, definitely it means you can't even you can't be in the business for 3-4 years, right? Because they're not buying. Then how are you going to be making profit? But if it is sustainable, actually, for those who watched last live, is it last week? You've seen that live, it was all about celebrating 51 years in the business. I don't say that I've been doing the business for 51 years. No, the business model, the franchise business model itself, it has been there for 51 years. So that tells you the sustainability, because in business, that's very key. And the other thing is that, hey guys, can you hear us? Is everything okay? Okay. So, and the other thing is that, let's say that here, what are you going to take is the key line. The key line here, if people are already paying others, they can pay you too, right? If I sell, let's say, if I sell phone, people are already buying these phones. It means even if I studied, I will even get that customer because it's on demand, right? So that's the thing. You need to, that's actually on what I've just submitted. That's the key line of everything. And then you need to know about the legal and compliance basics. A lot of people start business just in the name, or Dorothy can make 10,000 a month, or David can make 20,000 a month. My dear, that's not the proof that the business is legal. Unfortunately, in today's world, a lot of people are focusing on how much they can make. They don't focus on how long will it take them to sustain what they earn. That's that's sad. I don't know. We love quick money, right? For some reasons. But this tells you that you need to understand business registration. Is it registered? If your business registered or structured properly, you need to make sure what you're putting yourself into. Is it registered? How long does it been existing? So what is it? Is it LLC? Is it there? I'm not talking about the other scooter thing, guys, right? Is it there? You have to make sure that you go through the depth of the registration of the business. A lot of people, I know there's a lot of people lost a lot of money last year. I'm not going to talk about that business. All of you know, if I tell that a lot of people lost money online, you know what happened. I think around July, if I'm not mistaken. So a lot of people were just focusing on money they're making. They were not focusing on the sustainability. What are you selling? What are you selling? Is it a service? Is it a product? Is it sustainable or not? Okay, let's say we are selling virtual scooters. Well, okay, are there virtual people who are going to be using these virtual scooters? If they're not there, sit down, evaluate, and then make that informed decision. I was just giving an example, okay? And then you need to understand terms of services, refunds, and license. So licensing is very, very key to a person who is starting a business. I love this topic today because it's the year beginning, right? So it's just the beginning of the year. So I believe every people are there, like everyone is trying to evaluate themselves, the mistakes you've done last year. Now, before we start even bringing in our guests, and they try to, let's say, should I say, you get to be inspired, be informed, be motivated. You need to put all these things in place for yourself. And then the other thing, when I talk about the terms of a service, it means you're going to think about the refund. You're going to think about the licensing. So for example, the refund, if you're starting a business, we all know starting a business, what kind of a business are you going to start? Let's say it's involving in product. Okay, if I start my business and in product, you need to understand exactly what are the terms of the refunds. Is it refundable? Is it not refundable? So you need to get to know, let's say, to be clear to the refund policy. What are you offering? And any license needed? These are the three things you need to understand when it comes to terms of service. You need to understand the return policy. You need to understand what you are offering or what they're going to be offering you, and any license needed. If it's needed, of course. Once you understand those things, here the key line means that a legit business protects itself and its customers. So if you're starting a business when you're just looking at yourself, but you're not looking at the customers, yet that's where the money is going to be coming from, that's a red flag to me, okay? Or to anybody who is starting a business. And then the other thing, when you are doing a digital business or when you're starting a digital business, we all know starting a digital business, you are going to be leveraging on digital technologies and online platforms. So now there is some risks, let me say. There are third-party platforms because nobody's owning platform. When you're starting a digital business, let's say, which platform are you owning? You're not the one owning Facebook. You're not the one owning Google. You're not the one Instagram, LinkedIn, Google. Those platforms, you're not the one owning them. But those are the ones you have to leverage on to run a business through their business platforms, not the personal platforms. So you need to understand the Facebook, the WhatsApp, the LinkedIn, the Google. Anytime can shut down those accounts. But if you are following the terms and conditions for the platform of the business platform, then it is you are on the good side. So that's why you need to understand clearly what you're putting yourself into. Never build only on borrowed platforms. Some people say, oh, I'm not a media person, which is okay. Not everybody who runs a business or who is leveraging on these platforms, sometimes they're going to be media personalities. For example, look at Steve Jobs. He's no more. Is iPhone not there? Are we not seeing it on Facebook? Are we not seeing it on Google? We are seeing it everywhere, right? You are leveraging on these platforms using their digital technologies and those online platforms, right? So if you think you're going to run a business borrowing any of those platforms, I don't think it makes sense, right? So you need to be mindful of that. The reason why I'm trying to break this into details is to make sure that if somebody mentions the word digital or online, come back and watch this video. All the points I noted, then go ask those points, because we all know digital businesses, you will be having a product or a service. But then after that, go and break down each and everything we are trying to mention here. Trust me, once you see any red flag, boom, do your due diligence. You can get a lawyer. It's good. So you can get a business consultant so that you can go, instead of losing thousands and thousands of dollars, you better lose 200, 300, 400 just to pay on a consultant, for you to get that to do the informed decision, let me say. The other thing is the security. So that security, I will leave it to David. It's good when it comes to online platform securities. Then the scalability, it concerns, you have to understand that, can this business grow without burning you out? Remember, the reason why you're starting digital business, because you were burning out on your regular job, let me say that, or on your 9 to 5. Maybe you've been working long hours. So now what you're putting yourself into, you need to make sure that, can it grow without burning you out? If it's a yes, and that's what you're looking for, then you need to look into that carefully. Can systems replace your time? Instead of you being physically present, can that system replace it? Whatever we are talking here, whatever we are discussing here, it's exactly what we are offering. So, but the reason why we are trying to put these kind of sessions out there is to make sure that before you contact us or before you even come to us, at least you have an idea. So a lot of people reach out, oh, I started this kind of business, I started this, and you ask them, what have you been doing? What service? They cannot even explain, but they invested the money there though. So now, when it comes to that, you have to make sure the reason why you're starting the business, you're going to be using the systems. Can this system replace your time? If they cannot replacing their time, then what was the main reason of you starting the digital business? So you need to ask those questions, so that actually you can put it in a comment section. And then the other thing is here, basically, let me put this clearly. Social media is a tool, not your business. So a lot of people actually get it wrong. They think if you run a digital business, it's a social media. You're going to be on social media. Social media is a tool. The web credit card is a tool. It's the same thing as a social media is a tool. It's not your business. Look at social media as a shop where you go and put your items. It's not your business. So put that in mind. So what I was trying to explain there on the technology and platforms, it's about like to put out for you that this is a tool, it's not your business. So if you're doing business, you're just going to be leveraging on those technology or online platforms, but they are not your business. So then the other thing is about financial reality check. Set up and ongoing costs. There is ads, there is tools, there is some online businesses where you need to put subscriptions. Ours, it's not. It's a one.
Dorothy, before you can proceed to the next financial reality check point, I would like to mention something about the security basics when it comes to technologies and platform risks. I know it's a point that you threw out there, but left it to me. Yes, part of doing your due diligence is also understanding or getting that understanding that if you're going to be doing an online business and you're going to leverage these digital platforms, you have a business, then you have the technologies. You need to understand that the technologies you're going to work with are susceptible to certain risks, like you could be hacked. Okay, it's something you should know, that I'm going to be using mail, social media platforms, probably online platforms, artificial intelligence, AI. You just need to understand that as you create these accounts and create these, set up these platforms, they're susceptible to, or they're prone to hacks, and they could be shut down if there's misuse. But especially as you're operating, you want to make sure that you take care of the security elements you would take care of. Ideally, if you are running a brick and mortar business, say a shop, when you have a shop, when you're walking out in the evening, you leave it under key and lock. Okay, you have some security features, probably CCTV, closed circuit television, to watch what's happening when you're not around, but you have those locks, and you have all sorts of security measures you take into consideration or put in place. Same way when you're doing online businesses, you have to start considering things you've heard about but probably haven't been engaging in, like two-factor authentication when it comes to your login credentials. Because usually when you have an online platform, I'll give you the very first one. If you have a resource like an email, you have an email ID, username, but you also have a password. But then we're saying for you to protect your resource, I gave the first resource as an email, but it could be an AI tool that you're using. You should also know that you could lose that account through a hack or through some malicious activity by players. So many players will realize that you're making a killing and they want to disrupt your business so they can get money from you. And in the process, they want to hijack your accounts. But what do? You provide an extra layer of security by using that two-factor authentication. You hear of it, multi-factor authentication or two-factor authentication, meaning you have your username and email, or your ID and email. I'm sorry, your ID and password, but you also have your phone or any other third, method or way that you can authenticate. Sometimes it's biometrics, fingerprints, or iris readers. They say, use your thumb to, to get in, or they send you a code to an email or to your phone, so you can also apply that code to how to gain access. So these are things you have to consider while you're starting up a digital business and you're doing due diligence. Look into these security features that or security basics that you need to know, so that you can have a secure setup for your business. Thank you so much, Dorothy. Continue.
All right. Thank you so much, David, for that. And anyway, so I was talking about the financial reality check. So a lot of people think when you're paying, for example, the startup capital, that's it. When you're starting a business, trust me, this is the importance of doing due diligence. This is the importance of telling you what you need to do before you committing yourself to start a business. If somebody says your capital is going to be this, sometimes there are some hidden costs. And you, as a person who is starting a business, you might not definitely see those hidden costs right away. But if you go deep and do due diligence before you commit yourself into, you will get to know. We all know to run a business, the key to any successful business is about marketing. You cannot start up a restaurant in a forest, right? You're going to go and look for where, let's say, let's say city where there's a lot of people, and that's your traditional marketing strategy. But you're going now online where you're not going to be physically in a place. Where I told you that you're leveraging on digital technologies, by all means, you're going to find out that there is that startup and ongoing costs. Trust me, this is the reality on any online business. Like the way you go to school, you get a job, you graduate, you get a job, waking up every day and go to work. It's an ongoing activity for life, right? So it's the same thing when you're running a business. There is that ongoing cost until you, let's say, when it comes to our business, it depends on actually which business you're running. That's why I tell you that. It depends on which kind of business you're trying to do. But when it comes to ours, there's where now you can get what we call passive income. The passive income, that's when you now eventually have shares. But when it comes to some of other businesses, online business, there is that mentorship. There's people who are paying monthly mentorship. You're starting a business, but every month you need to pay, like for the subscription of that mentorship, not to kick you out of the system. Maybe you're paying every month. Maybe you have tools you need to pay every month. When it comes to the digital business, the real and legit, they're paying online ads. So you need to make sure before you put yourself into, get to understand all these things. And then the other thing is that the break, there is that break. Let's say how can I phrase this for you guys? Let's say how long before you recover your investment? How long does it gonna take you? In weeks, months, or never? Because some people they have this hope. Hope is not financial, it's not a financial plan, right? If you put your money 20, 40,000 somewhere and you have a hope for it to grow, when you don't have the clear financial plan how it's going to grow, then I don't think it's gonna grow. You might find it the way it is, right? Or even I don't know. I don't know how I can say, but you need to understand how long does it gonna take you. Is it a long term or a short term? We are going to talk about that later. And then think of let's say the trust, the brand credibility. You need to know, do people trust you? In this business, a lot of people are, the reason why they're saying, everybody calls like, oh, I saw you last year. I saw you in 2023. I saw you in this and this. It's because I know that the business I'm doing, people need to know me. I know very well there is no business you're going to do on this planet when you, the owner of the business, you're invisible. If it's the business, if it's any, if there's any person you know, trust me, when you look at the people we know, the billionaires, the millionaires, we all know their names. We all know their faces. They've ever been somewhere, maybe interviewed, maybe talking about their product. Even till to date, Elon Musk is still about talking his product of Tesla, right? So this tells you that you need to know, do people trust you? How are they going to trust you? Is it the consistency? Is it the value? Actually, value matters. What are you adding on them? What are you contributing to them? Is it you're contributing financial freedom? Are you contributing, to be open-minded? Are you discussing some things whereby they're like, or I was thinking it this way, but now I have to think otherwise. So that's why people keep on scrolling on social media. They're looking for solutions. Some of them, they're not there for fun. They're there for a solution. So make sure that show real results. Be honest about effort and timelines. Some people don't put in any effort and they need the results at the end of the year. Trust me, when it comes to a real or legit business, that's not how it works. You need to understand, are you looking for a long-term customer trust or a short-term? Are you looking for a short-term business or a long-term business? Don't chase quick money and ban people. Because if you chase quick money, you're going to be banning people. I can give an example. I'm sorry to give an example of this, but I think it's clear because everybody did this thing, right? The scooter business. A lot of people see quick money. It was quick money. I know even some business partners used to tell me that, or, you know what, Dorothy, here there is quick money. Let me first make this quick money. I'm going to start your business later. And definitely it was quick indeed. That's true. But the thing is, was it a long-term customer trust? Or you definitely killed every business you're going to start? This was a business related to friends and family, people you know, like a pyramid. So now you're starting a real business with Dorothy, and you still want to go to your friends and family, tell them about the new business, but yet they've already lost some money in the other business you told them. So you're killing the trust. It means any business you are going to start, nobody's going to be trusting you because you've already killed that trust. It's like, let me give an example of me having an elderly facility home, let's say facility. And every time my caregivers are fighting. So if every time my caregivers are fighting and police is always on my facility, do you think you're going to give me your grandmother? Or do you think you're going to give me your mother to take care of them in my facility? You can't. You're like, every time I see police there. So it's the same thing if you start a business without doing the due diligence. It's the same thing if you start a business when you do not think about your strongest why. Because your why will take you to be, is it a long-term business or you want a short-term income? Is it an active income or a passive income? You need to think about all these things. So think about the relationship, not transaction. Because a lot of people actually lost relationships during that saga of scooter. Some of them lost their friends. You people, you lost their families. Like you no longer now, you're sleeping in the same house, but everybody's like, I lost 40,000. You're the one told me this. I lost this. It's because that you did not think about relationship. You did not think about the long-term customer trust. You are just thinking about transaction. How much I'm going to make if I bring this person. That's not how business works. I believe we all know that, right? And then the other thing is here, I could say that before you jump into any business, validate the market, protect yourself legally, understand the finances, and build trust. That's how sustainable business are built. So If you want guidance, let's say to avoid costly mistakes, message us. Just comment already in the comment section. We will be able to take you through and guide you through on how you can go about that, right? All right. So I think that is it for me, David, and back to you. It seems
All
I have
right.
two
Thank you,
cameras.
Dorothy.
Which camera am I looking? When I look
Thank,
here, am I looking in the camera? Are you seeing me straight or here?
uh,
When I look here or here?
right here. So it's all good.
Here.
Okay.
Not here, right?
Yeah.
It's here.
No,
Oh,
I think you're fine. You're fine wherever you're looking.
perfect. Sorry.
It doesn't really matter. Um, yeah, Dorothy, thank you so much for that presentation. It was really on point. And just to kind of crown it up, because we've technically run out of time, I'd like to, sorry, by the way, about my technologies. I kind of lost power and I had to find means of reconnecting. So I'd like to bring in these few elements to consider common mistakes when due diligence is skipped. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
it's not a lot, but something to
I think we
setting
are
up your business. Can you hear me now? Am I back?
Yes, we can hear you. Is everything okay?
Yeah, everything is fine. Thank you.
Perfect.
On mistakes, the common mistakes when due diligence is skipped. We have this build fast, think later mentality, okay? Where people will just say that principle kind of works. I'm not going to throw it under the bus. There's actually a book on it. It says, screw it, just do it. Is it screw it, let's do it, or screw it, just do it? It kind of pushes you to take action, because a lot of people have this analysis paralysis. They will think about something and take forever to take action. So it says, hey, if you have a good feeling about it, take action. So for many of these online businesses, a lot of people kind of take that, they kind of take that attitude towards doing businesses. They just build fast and think later, or they copy some competitor without really understanding the risks. Somebody is making a killing in a business, and now they say, no, I'm seeing people flashing checks, or I'm seeing people making money. So yeah, how do I start? Tell me how does it? You just say you have to do a full due diligence. Doing that full due diligence requires you to pay a small startup fee to unlock a blueprint. The blueprint is important. It's telling you what the business is all about, what you're going to get involved in, how everything works, compensation plans, things that really should help you to succeed. But you find somebody, just saying, no, you just tell me why do I have to first get all that, or pay so much money, or pay money to get that information? And you're like, would you rather lose hundreds of thousands of US dollars into investing into something, or spend some little money, risk-free, spend some money, it's refundable, get the information? If you're cut out to do it, well and good. If it's not for you, you can always find another opportunity. You have nothing to lose, you know what I mean? But so I wanted to say that lack of doing due diligence, sometimes you get into such pitfalls. You start a business and you find a lot of hidden costs, or things that you could have avoided by doing the full due diligence. So you ignore legal and data protection issues. You don't do full due diligence. Again, like you said, legal. These are businesses that pay taxes. They tell you it's a legit business, it pays tax. Okay, what does that mean? It means take a record of your transactions, your expenses, transactions, income, because at the end of the day, a CPA has to look into your books. You're running a business. But if you don't do that, everything's going to be guesswork. Okay, if you don't give your CPA something to look at the end of the year, I mean, you're guessing figures, and then you say, I didn't know it had to involve that. But that's something that you ought to know. So as you're planning to do a business, come knowing that it is actually a business, So overestimating automation and passive income. When people are hearing passive income, you make passive income. Yes, passive income means you make some money in your sleep. Automation means you don't have to be cautious about what's going on. The business is working in the background. There's a lot of automation that we can talk about. We can talk about emails back and forth. There's all sorts of material that will work towards, preparing your buyers or leads for business. And that's all automation. You don't have to physically or mentally get involved. But some people overestimate these things and they think they're going to just press a button and money magically will appear. Okay, because I've heard of a business where you had to press a button.
When it's a business?
It was a business. It was
like you invest and press a button?
You press I was told you press a button to make money. If you don't press that button,
you know the business.
If you don't press that button,
is it still existing?
I'm yet to find out. I didn't do the business, but
let me notice this.
I didn't do the business, but I was at one point told there's this business. It's here. Okay, how does it work? Because I asked these questions to try and understand how does it work. They say, okay, this is how it works. I say, okay, I have this mentality of, wanting to look at the source of information. I ask, where can I find this information so that I can?
All right, I see somebody in a comment section said button to make money.
So yeah, press a button. So anyway, I was like, okay, so how do we? Where do I find this information? I need more information to understand how it works. And there was no information. So I was like, so where is their headquarters? Where's the office? Can I talk to somebody? Is there somebody I can call so I understand this thing better? There's nobody to talk to. There's no office. I was like, you know what?
Let me leave the button to make money.
Yes, I say this will pass. Sounds very good. People are making a killing. People are making money. So I said, you know what? This to me sounds like get rich quick or make some money. It's not sustainable. I don't see how that can be sustainable. I was like, you know what, that's something that I'll pass on that opportunity. So these are things to look at. Overestimating automation and passive income. So those are some of the pitfalls. If you don't do your due diligence, you will overestimate. You'll think it actually works. Before you know it, it will work. Yes, maybe. And then at some point when it stops working, I've had people that have lost their earnings. They can't actually withdraw, things of the nature. Yeah. So platforms shut down. Some platforms will shut down because you didn't do your due diligence. You go on platforms, you don't know how these platforms are operating, how long they've been in existence, who are the guys behind them. There's no track record. Platforms shut down. Okay. So legal takedowns, data breaches, payment process freezes, your payments can't come out. So these are things to be very worried about. You have to think about these things. So other than that, I would say that thank you for joining us today. We've stretched you. Usually this should have ended about 15 minutes ago, but thank you for showing up today. We hope to be with you again next weekend around the same time, 2 p.m. PST, 5 p.m. Eastern Time, and 10 p.m. GMT. Other than that, Dorothy, if you have any last remarks to make, I say bye-bye.
Okay. All right. I think I'm just gonna go through the comments before we can close. But I'm seeing somebody says no voice. I don't know what's going. Is it David with some technical issue?
Hello.
Yeah, for me, I can hear you. Somebody says no voice. Okay, that's fine. I think it's fine. Can you hear me, guys, now?
Were you able to hear me, Dorothy?
Yeah, I was able to hear you for some reasons. I don't know why. So, okay. I see a lot of comment, but because of time, I think I'm not gonna go I'm not gonna go through all the comments. And for those who actually,
hello.
I see Juliet was on, Charity, A lot of people, I may not be able to mention all the names. I can see Dozy. How are you doing? I can see.
Ask Dozy whether he's able to hear us.
I see. Are you able to hear me, guys? Please. Hello in the comment section. Are you able to? Oh, thank you for the refreshment cost. Okay. So please, are you able to hear us? But we are almost ending. Hey, Joe. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you, Ethelbert, for your response.
All right. I see Joyce, Mercy, Rena. Who else? Justina. Okay, I see everybody, but I'm not going to be able to go through all the questions. I mean, all the comments. I will not be able to read everybody. Hope to see you next week. And actually, to give an update, this year 2016, we are trying to put these lives like 30 minutes. I don't think we're gonna start to go long, like 1 hour. We are going to cut 30 minutes. So every guest we are coming, just make sure that you come on time. Ask your questions in the comment section. Please make sure you are asking those questions so that the guests can give you the answers, and we ourselves, we will still give you those answers. All right. Happy New Year once again, and back to you, David.
And of course, like I said
I can
earlier
see Juliet's in the UK. Oh my God. People in the UK, it's already late.
Okay. Anyway, it's a wrap, Dorothy. I wrapped it up already, so we're good to go.
All right. Bye-bye, everybody.
Join us every Sunday for an episode of the Digital Business Forum
at 2 p.m. PST, 3 p.m. MST, 5 p.m. EST, and 10 p.m. GMT.
This forum will feature successful, experienced digital business owners with inspiring information to help you make that informed decision about starting your own digital business. By starting your own online business, you will have more free time to take control of your life, create generational wealth, retire early, and make money from anywhere in the world with just your laptop, phone, and internet. If this resonates with you, don't miss this Sunday. Digital Business Forum. Be informed, be inspired.